Welcome back to Real Talk as we get ready to wrap up the first show of the new year. When the clock strikes 12 on the December 31st rather, that serves as the reminder of all the ways in which we have promised to do better in the new year, like chasing after our goals, letting go of bad habits. But how many of us stay the course to see our goals achieved? Welcome back to Real Talk, international motivational speaker and adventurer Robby Kojetin. As far as inspiring and influencing others goes, they don't come more highly recommended than Robby and his unbelievable story of getting himself out of a wheelchair to summiting Mount Everest. He's also the author of Left Foot, Right Foot, a story about falling down and getting up. You're back because last time I was heavily motivated by you and I was like, we need this flavor for 2018. So let's say I've made a resolution. How do I stick to it?
First of all, don't call it a resolution. Yes. I often believe that people start things on stupid days. Like 1st of January is the worst time to start anything. Rather make something that means something to you and do it. If it's important to you, do it tomorrow.
Okay.
Or even better, do it today. Before the sun goes down, get that done.
When you say make something, what? Make a dish, make a cake, make
whatever
the bed?
You want to do. If you're going to make something happen for you, no one's going to be doing it for you. Unfortunately, there's no three-wish genies that you're going to find in a lamp on a beach somewhere. If it's going to happen, it's up to you.
And so, I mean, we always highlight the fact that you got out of a wheelchair and you summited Mount Everest. When it's in words, it sounds very easy, but I mean, you are the only person in the world who can tell us the physical of it. So when you decided to do that, to get off the wheelchair, you know, what kind of things were you telling yourself? What words were you sticking them up on your wall? Were you constantly saying them to yourself?
It's a number of things. It's a process. It's not a one. There's no silver bullet, unfortunately. For me, I had to change the way that I was talking to myself in my head. You know, instead of this, I'm not going to heal, it became, I'm going to get better and stronger than I was yesterday. Even if it's a little bit. You do that the day after that and the day after that, and it's a process. And you've got to just keep at it. If you need to get a vision board on Pinterest, if you need to print out a picture and stick it somewhere where you can see it. I always tell people, look at your goals often, keep them at eye level where you'll see them all the time, and allow them to affect your everyday decisions. So if there's something big, if you wanted to climb Mount Everest, which I'm not sure if you want to, apparently it's quite high.
I'll be at the bottom handing out coffee.
Fantastic, we'd love someone like you there. If you're gonna do that, look at the goal often. Remind yourself, why do you want to do it? Make sure it's a genuine goal. Don't do it to please anyone else. And let the things you're doing today affect what you want for tomorrow. You know, if you're on your way home and you're going to blow some money on takeaways or whatever it is, if you need that money to climb Mount Everest, the decision's easy. Don't spend that money. You know, so let the big picture determine the little bits that are happening now, today.
And because I mean, I'd imagine, and you can correct me if I'm wrong here, you know, your goal is to climb Mount Everest, but at times, did you feel like you had conquered yourself and you had achieved somewhere you wanted to be even before you went to Mount Everest?
Oh, absolutely. The entire process is a growth process, which is so nice because, first of all, you go through phases. You tell everyone, I'm going to go climb the highest mountain in the world, and they tell you you're crazy or you're stupid or irresponsible. And that in itself is a test. You've got to remind yourself that you're doing it for you and not them. And then you carry on to the next phases, which is physical training, mental training, and motivating yourself is a skill you actually have to learn. Just like your muscles improve at a gym, your motivation skills need to be worked out every single day. Otherwise, they do fade away.
So your brain, your head, your mind is a muscle that you constantly need to train every day to say self-affirming things to you. Otherwise, you're working backwards.
Sure. You tell yourself something enough times, you'll actually start to believe it. And very often, people will do that very easily with the negative stuff. Oh, I could never do that. I'm this, or I'm too old, or I'm too short, or I'm too, you know, I'm from a poor family, or I'm from a history of bad business people. I could never do that. But when it comes to the can-do stuff, you forget that tell yourself enough times and you'll get it right.
You said something quite poignant where you said, you know, you'll tell someone you're going to do something. They're like, oh, you know, you could never do that. I'm very much, you know, aware of people who are in your life, but you don't realize that they're not serving your purpose. Now, when it comes to removing them, what's your process?
So we all know about bucket lists. Have you ever heard of a chucket list?
Oh, no.
That's all the things you need to get rid of. So these people that are in your life that are always there to just tell you all the reasons why you can't do something, chuck them out. Get rid of them. Those things you keep telling yourself to give yourself some hurdles, chuck those out. I always tell people that I was told by a doctor that I'd never climb again and I wouldn't be able to run. So after climbing Mount Everest, I did the Ironman. You know, just because, you know, just to prove him wrong. Because I didn't like other people deciding what my limitations were.
Did you go back to that doctor?
No, he moved to Australia, luckily.
No, should have posted him something. Be like, here you go.
I wanted to send him my medal from Ironman with a little jar of Vaseline. But I never got around to doing that, which would have been really great. You know, and I mentioned it in the book, leave my limitations up to me. And you do. You decide what it is and what it isn't.
Oh, can we take that? Can that be our mantra for 2018?
Sure.
Leave my limitations up to me.
For sure. And you can move them as far away as you want, or you can keep them nice and close. Well, not nice and close, but yeah, if it's important to you, you'll find a way. Not so important, I'm sure you'll find an excuse.
Robby, we'll leave it right there. Leave my limitations up to me.
Absolutely.
I think that's what we should go forward with. So throughout the show today, we went on a trip down memory lane with Oskido, who is a big advocate of believing in yourself. We got introduced to the symbolism of numbers in determining our life paths with numerologist Sandy Smith, and we're treated to some practical help from international motivational speaker Robby Kojetin on the show on how to take steps in achieving the things we want. Leave my limitations up to me. Here's the 2018. Goodbye. We'll see you tomorrow. Like next year. Not quite. Okay, tomorrow on the 2nd. Bye.